This is Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. The easy way and the correct way. Let's start off. This is the intro lesson. This is going to be probably a couple part lesson. So starting off, the chords you want to know your G. You want to know this funky guy right here. This guy is going to be these two fingers from the G. That's your pinky and your ring finger on the E string and the B string. And you're going to take your pointer finger to the 2nd fret D string, all right? Everything else is open, okay? And chord number 3 I'm gonna show you is this chord. All it is you're throwing your middle finger on that 2nd fret G. So it's kind of those two other chords aside from the G. I'm just putting my middle finger on the 2nd fret G string. That's how I'm switching it up. So 2 different chords we're going to use. We're going to use both of them, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the layout of the song with the chords and the plucking, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the strumming pattern at the end, because that's very important too. So don't pay attention to the strumming pattern I'm using when I'm showing you this first part, okay? So all right, the song starts off. All right, that's one line of the intro. There's 4 lines total. All right, so starting off, you pluck your E string on the 3rd fret. All right, hammer on the A string at the 2nd fret. All right, pluck the D string open, and then put your pointer finger on the D string 2nd fret. So it should sound like this. All right, and look, we're at that chord I showed you, okay? That's where we're going to strum this chord through, okay? So, all right. Then the second part of this first line is, okay? So that's going to be open G, pointer finger on the 2nd fret D string. All right, then you play it open, so. And I actually muted a little bit, watch this. See how I muted that very fast? I didn't go. I went, and I muted that with my palm, okay? All right, so the next line is basically the same. There's one little change in that next line, okay? So we go. We add one more note, did you hear that? It was an open D, okay? So I plucked the open D string. Instead of, it's, and that's on the 2nd line of the intro. Okay, so open D, open G, pointer finger on the 2nd fret D string, then open on the D string, back to G, okay? We're halfway through the intro, hang in there, okay? All right, the next part gets a little bit different, okay? So we go. This is where it changes a little bit. We go. All right, and that's our pointer finger on the 2nd fret D string. All right, then you take it off, make it open, pluck the D string open, and then we put our pointer finger on the 2nd fret A string, then open. So, and that's where we do that other chord, okay, which is this guy. All right. And what I do when I play this chord, it's a little bit different. In the intro, this is how they play it. When they come to this chord, they pluck the A string open, all right? And then they'll pluck the first note that your fingers are touching, okay? So that's the pointer finger on the 2nd fret D string, so it goes. And then they go back to plucking that A open, okay? So that's how it is in the actual recording, okay? So I'm going to show you some more of this stuff when we talk about strumming through this and the proper strumming pattern. All right, going into the 4th line of the intro, you're not going to go back to G, okay? And do that. You're going to go. You're just going to hammer on, okay? So you're leaving that note, that G note on the 3rd fret E string out, okay? So we just go back and do. So the first and second line are basically the same. The third and fourth line are pretty much the same. And then we end up on hammering on, we play 2 strings at the same time. We still keep this G formation, but what we're doing is we're hammering on the 2nd fret. We're going open to hammering it on with our pointer finger on the 2nd fret A string. And I'm also playing this D string. Hear that? And then I put my middle finger on the 3rd fret G string, okay? So it should sound like... So. Alright, and that's the end of the first time through the intro. The next time we play through that, the little lead guitar riff on the acoustic guitar comes in. Now let's talk about the strumming patterns in the song. Going through the intro of the song, we have the 4 lines. The first line, this is what it should sound like, exactly like the recording. Alright, so what that was the little riff I showed you before. Then down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so down, up, down, down, up. And then we go. That should bring us into an upstroke, and then plucking the bass note, and then down, up. Okay, so that second part was up, down, up. Okay, so that sets us up perfectly for the next line of the song. We actually end up plucking that first G note, the E string on the 3rd fret, setting us up for success for the next verse. Okay, so listen to how it sounds again. I'll go right into it. This is the first line once again. And then I pluck that note and I go right into it. Okay, so I'll go to that last part again. Hear that? Okay, so the next line is going to be, this is line 2. And that was down, down, up, then pluck that first finger on the 2nd fret D string like we talked about, then up, down, down, up. Alright, going into the 3rd bar, things get differently once again. Okay, so the strumming pattern is going to be down, up, down, up, and then we have that chord that we go to, remember, where all 4 fingers are on the strings, and we're putting our middle finger on the string too, okay? And when we come to this chord, we want to do this. We want to go. So I'm plucking A open, D on the 2nd fret, and then I go down, up, and then I pluck A open, and then up, down, up. Alright? That is the 3rd time through the intro. The 4th part of the intro, 3rd part of the intro, this is the 4th part of the intro, okay? Sorry to make it confusing. Alright, the last time through is this, okay? Remember, we don't go back to that 3rd fret E string. We're actually going to go. So we just go right into that hammer on. Alright, and that's... Okay, so... So, then I go down, down, up, down, up. Alright? So, and then we remember. Alright, and this part, the last part, when I go to that next chord, I'm going to go strum through it once. Then pluck that A open. So, and we finish up with our okay, so we do the little hammer-on thing, and then we pluck just the bass note of G, okay? And that's just, I'd say the first and second strings, these two guys, on the 3rd fret E in the E string, and the 2nd fret on the A string, so. And I'm basically just going, so down, up, pluck the bass note, and then down, down, up. I want to keep this lesson as short as possible, but for a simple intro, if you want to get it exactly like the way Pink Floyd plays it, that's how you do it right there. So anyway, stay tuned for the next part of this lesson where we're going to talk about the actual solo, the acoustic solo during the song, and also the chords to the rest of the song. Thanks for watching. Go to my website and download my free list of guitar tips. I've got a ton of tips that will help you guys get off your plateau, motivate yourself, and get better in no time at all. So go to my website, check it out, and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks.